What's up? You got your boy Dyreck, aka Native Shades, reminding you to like and subscribe. Cause today we're gonna be talking about the MPC numero uno. The MPC won. What had happened was Akai is pissed off. We got producers, beat makers, and content creators telling them to step their game up. What? This is the king of the hill Akai. Ever since they elbowed native instruments out of the way, this has been their lane. And anybody who says otherwise has been crushed, brought out, or embarrassed. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Akai Professional. But let's take it back. Let's take it back a couple years. To actually the worst year of all time. The year 2020. Oh my gosh, what could I say about this year? Everybody was regulated to the home. Everyone's wearing masks. There are riots going on all over America. Freak America, all over the world there are riots going on. Everyone, and I mean everyone, has been regulated to their homes. We were on lockdown, like we were in D Block or something like that. This was a pretty unusual situation the coronavirus brought about to us, but not everyone was agitated or uncomfortable being locked in their homes. There's a group of people, a group of strange individuals that actually flourish being locked in their rooms forever. And those folks are producers. Any type of producers, industry producers, bedroom producers, basement producers. These folks thrived during this time to a point they were like a million businesses that just grew out of nowhere. Everybody was starting a business. Not only producers, but teachers with homeschooling or companies just letting their employees work from home. The world was changing. And Akai, yes, Akai, was changing also. They had a name to uphold. It's kind of like nicknames. Like, you could tell a lot from a nickname. Like if you meet somebody and they're like, hey man, meet my buddy. And you go, oh, okay, hey, what's your name? And he says, yeah, they call me Loco. Watch out for that guy. Watch out for that dude. Like, if you meet someone and their nickname is Knockout, do not mess with that individual. You could tell a lot from nicknames. And Akai had a name to uphold. You see, a couple of years earlier, they released the MPC X and the MPC Live, which were a smash hit. Everybody loved it. It fits so well with today's producers that were used to working on their DAWs and stuff. They felt right at home with the big touchscreen, all the plugins and features they gave you. You know, as far as their production, they didn't miss a beat. And even the old school guys appreciated this because finally Akai started releasing hardware again. The release of these two samplers pushed Akai right back to the top of the mountain. Everything was going great. Everything was going good. No complaints. It was smooth sailing from this point forward. But Akai had another trick up their sleeve. A very, very calculated trick. You see, some people had complaints about the newer MPCs. You know, you always had those individuals that would say, hey, you know, these things are real expensive. Why do you need to buy a $1,500 drum sampler anyway? I can make beats on my phone. Just give me an Android and some Beats by Dre, and I'm perfectly fine. There were some folks that felt the Akai MPCs were pretty expensive. But then you had another group of folks that felt they were expensive, but they wanted to experience the MPC workflow. They wanted to experience all the legendary history the MPC brings. So what was Akai's answer to this market? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, You guessed it, it was the Akai Mpc 1. You're getting a quad-core processor with 2 gigs of RAM that allows your MPC to run smoothly and handle big projects, bigger than Queensbridge. You're also getting 4 gig internal storage that can store up to 2 gigs of sound. You're getting a USB port, and they even threw in the elusive SD card slot. Great! You're getting a 7-inch touchscreen for easy navigation and editing, and even supports gestures like pinch, zoom, and swipe. You're getting 16 velocity and pressure sensitive pads that includes RGB backlighting so that you can trigger sounds in the dark if you want. You're getting 4 Q-links and 12 virtual Q-links, and the knobs are touch sensitive and controls various parameters in the MPC software, such as volume, pan, effects, filter, and more. You're getting a stereo pair of inputs and outputs, MIDI in, MIDI out, and 4 TRS-CV gate jacks so that you can connect the MPC-1 to modular gear if you want to. Amazing! Ladies and gentlemen, when Akai released the MPC-1 in 2020, I brought it, you brought it, he brought it, she brought it, they brought it, everyone brought it. The Akai Mpc-1 was an incredible success. Not since the coveted but controversial MPC 500 has Akai released an MPC in the $600 range. And this MPC was different. Unlike the 500, this MPC had all the capabilities of its bigger bros. The only difference was like RAM, internal storage, and the layout. This was the ultimate cheat code for the producer that wanted an MPC, but didn't want to spend that MPC money. And they did not miss out on hardly anything. A matter of fact, this was ingenious by Akai because this brought more people into the MPC world. And you would probably think, oh, this thing is gonna hurt the sales of the MPC X or the MPC Live. But it actually didn't, because those folks that brought the MPC-1 weren't gonna buy the MPC X or the MPC Live anyway. So it actually brought more people into the Akai universe. And now that they're in, they may consider buying, one of the bigger MPCs due to fanboy and forum bullying, which we all know is commonplace in the MPC universe. Now, even though the main difference is the layout between the MPC-1 and the MPC-X and the MPC Live, those differences are still pretty big. Like, the MPC-1 has 2 gig of RAM and 4 gig internal space, while the MPC-X has 16 gig of internal space. The MPC-1 has a 7-inch touchscreen, but the MPC-X has a tilted touchscreen. You could tilt it. The MPC-X has 8 audio outputs, a mic input, turntable inputs. The Live has RCA inputs and more MIDI inputs and outputs. So the hardware differences are big differences. You know that if you're using your machines professionally to really be workhorses matter, so you're not being tricked. Like, Akai is not tricking you. No more tricks. It's kind of like, like when you see a cat, you see a cat, stray cat in the street or something like that, and you start meowing to it like a cat, thinking that it'll think that you're friendly because you're speaking its language. So you see it and you're like, meow, meow. And you think the cat will come to you like, oh, this guy is cool. He's speaking my language. But no, you kind of got to rethink that. Imagine yourself in like the jungle somewhere and you see a lion. And the lion's like, hey, what's up, bro? What's going on, man? Just chilling, having a drink with my pride. You want to join us? I don't care how good of English that lion speaks. I don't care if the lion speaks the Queen's English. I'ma stay the hell away from it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't falling for no more tricks. So when the MPC-1 was released, it was $700. And this was the amazing thing about the MPC-1. It was affordable, and you basically had all the features that the MPC-X and the MPC Live had, so you really wasn't missing out on anything. Some people that actually would have purchased the MPC-X and the MPC Live preferred to buy the MPC-1 just because they liked the look and it could fit on their desk a little bit better than the other two. The MPC-1's competition at the time you would think would be Native Instruments Machine Plus, or the Roland Verse Lab, or even the Roland MC707. But in reality, the MPC-1's competition was the MPC-X and the MPC Live. You know, that was its competition. It was like, okay, am I gonna buy an MPC-1 or am I gonna go for the MPC Live or go for the MPC-X? That was kind of like the decision you had to make, which in a way shows how much of a stronghold Akai had during this time and even still today. So yeah, folks, that's the Akai MPC-1. What had happened was... So this is your boy Dyreck, aka Native Shades, reminding you, if you like the work that I do and want to support the channel, consider joining the Patreon page, where you get access to unreleased What Had Happened Was hip-hop reviews, amazing exclusive sounds for your music production, and more. So this is your boy Dyreck, aka Native Shades, reminding you to like and subscribe, and I'm signing off.